Thanks up, Sears. Once again, it's me, OurEyeSee, and we back with How OurEyeSee. Today's message is about purpose. You know, your purpose in life, and about doing it on purpose. Knowing what you're trying to do and why you're trying to do it. You feel me? And we gonna get into some Mamba mentality, hopping straight into the video like this. Number lock is on, now it's off. Let's go.
The day could be today that your career is over. Now what do you do? I said, I better get to work.
Facts.
Rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by. I'm not gonna rest, I'm gonna keep on pushing now. There are a lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. But I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going, and I'll figure these things out as you go, right? And you just continue to build that way. So I try to live by that all the time.
Have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never ever rest in the middle.
And I came into the NBA, I was like, man, these dudes really don't work that hard. One of the things I would do is while everybody would be at the cafeteria work, eating and doing all sort of stuff, I just go back to the job. I just go back to the job. How can I show you that, no, I have the edge? Well, you do it through training, right? So when I get up in the morning, my daughter goes with me.
4 a.m.?
4 a.m. My 15-year-old goes with me. She goes with me before school, and it becomes a daddy-daughter thing.
That's cool.
Through that process, she understands the value of hard work. And so it's through those behaviors is where I find the motivation to do it. I think the definition of greatness is to inspire the people next to you.
I just had to pause because that deep breath was about thinking about the monster that she would have been. Being raised by that monster. It's so deep. You know what I mean? Remain in power, Kobe. Remain in power. You never going. Keep your stance. She would have been a beast.
I think that's what greatness is or should be. It's not something that lives and dies with one person. It's how can you inspire a person to then in turn inspire another person, that then inspires another person. And that's how you create something that I think lasts forever. It's not sit around and it's all happy-go-lucky type of thing. If you're a leader, your job is to get the best out of it. You gotta deal with it, face it, learn from it. It's exciting when you win, it's exciting when you lose, because the process should be exactly the same. But the hardest thing is to face that stuff. But what if today is the day that's it? Now what do you do?
What can I say? Mamba out.
Never.
My parents were great. Growing up, they instilled in me the importance of imagination, of curiosity, and understanding that, okay, if you want to accomplish something, I'm not just going to sit here and say, yes, you can do whatever you want. Yes, you can, but you have to also put in the work to get there, right? So they taught me that at a really early age, man. And when you grow up as a kid thinking that the world is your oyster, all things are possible if you put in the work to do it, you grow up having that fundamental belief.
Who was more influential for you, your father or mother?
Both were influential at different points.
Yeah.
Right. My mom was there on a daily basis. My father was really influential at a really critical time where I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And here I come playing, and I don't score 1 point the entire summer. Not one.
You didn't score once?
Not one.
Were you in the game?
I was in the game.
How'd you not score?
Because I was terrible. Not a free throw, nothing. Not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it and being upset about it. My father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter what.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But
I could
the hell
try
with
harder
that,
now.
I'm scoring 60.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
And that make you want to try harder. It's like, oh snap, no matter what they going, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, I gotta shine for that. You know what I'm saying?
I just went to work.
I feel that.
I stayed with it. I kept practicing. I think that's when the idea of understanding a long-term view became important. Because I wasn't going to catch these kids in a week. I wasn't going to catch them in a year, right? So that's when I sat down and said, okay, this is going to take some thought, all right? What do I want to work on first? All right, shooting. All right, let's knock.
Now, mind you, he's talking about basketball, but this applies to all things. You gotta, take it beyond the specific and broaden the metaphor to be in general, like for whatever purpose, because this is about purpose, whatever mission you trying to be on, whatever you really trying to put forth into this world, same rules apply. You feel me? From what he's saying, even though he's specifically talking about basketball, that's because that was his purpose. But it expands to anything. Listen closely, you know what I mean? Take it in deep and bring it to the surface.
This out. Let's focus on this. Half a year, 6 months, do nothing but shoot. Right? After that, all right, creating your own shot. You focus. So I started creating a menu of things. When I came back the next summer, I was a little bit better. And then 14 came around, back half of 13, 14 years old, and then I was just killing everyone.
Put in that work.
And it happened in 2 years. And I wasn't expecting it to happen in 2 years, but it did, because what I had to do was work on the basics and the fundamentals. While they relied on their athleticism and their natural ability. And because I stick to the fundamentals, it just caught up to me. And then my body, my knees stopped hurting. I grew into my frame.
And then your athleticism, once you have the fundamentals, the hard work, the mindset, and you tack on the athleticism, it's game over.
Then it was game over.
Wow.
Love of the game, the challenge. Like I would watch Magic play, I'd watch Michael play, and I would see them do these unbelievable things, and I'd say, can I get to that level? I don't know, but let's find out. Let's find out. And so that curiosity to see where I could push this thing led me down that path, I think.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft,
Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
Greatness lies ahead for this young
Forever
man.
Laker.
Well, I learned that you have to work hard and you have to approach the game with a serious mindset.
There was a stretch in 03.
Oh, what a mistake
where
they
Shaq
made.
was out with an injury. And Phil called me up to his office and said, okay, we need you to really turn on the afterburners and start scoring the ball if we have to win. So I did, and I wound up scoring, I think it was 9 straight games, 40 plus points.
9 straight.
9 straight games. And then Shaq comes back, his second to last game of that. And then Phil called me up to his office and said, Cole, okay, I need you to dial it back. I'm like, why? Like, we're winning. I don't understand. It's because our goal is to win a championship. But if you continue to do this, we'll lose Shaq. We'll lose him.
His motivation, his excitement.
What triggers him, right? So I need you to pull back so we can pull Shaq forward for June. Wow. I mean, that was the big challenge, as you move from, being the single dominant player to understanding, okay, I have to help these other guys.
How do I lift everyone else up?
It's tough. It's more like you put yourself to the side and you put yourself in their shoes and understand what they're feeling. And then you have to make certain decisions of, okay, what buttons do I need to push for this player to get them to the next level? So it's not sit around and it's all happy-go-lucky time. The leader, your job is to get the best out of them, even if they may not like it at that time.
He was very demanding because he expected everyone to put in the same effort as he was, and that was unrealistic.
You're not behind me, you're not in front of me, you're right there parallel with me.
Practice was very competitive right away. You know how Kobe is. We was jawing, we had it going sometimes.
He didn't let me slip a lot. Times where get ejected or about to get a technical foul or going off the deep end, he would be there to, set me straight a lot, which helped me out a lot.
So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, and same thing, come, hey, I'm open. Okay. You know, come back in, hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, fuck that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro. Listen, I don't deal with people that don't commit at that level, but then act as if they do.
The running joke, or he doesn't pass and all sort of crap. I mean, that's okay, you know, but I'll take those 5 rings. I'll take 5 of them.
Best in the game, the best closer, finisher, Kobe Bryant.
Wow, they got a whole outro and, you know what I mean, credits running. That's crazy. But yeah, that never saw that video before in my life, but you know, when it comes to motivational speeches, first thing I could think about was Kobe and Mamba mentality. So I just literally typed Mamba mentality, and that is the first video that came up. Literally, it's called Mamba mentality, Kobe Bryant motivational speech. So yeah, that's how that went down. But the point of the video was about purpose and understanding it. Like I said, that was about basketball, but you gotta take the meaning and the lessons to be expanded to whatever, you know, field of choice that you choose. I mean, because no matter what, and this is something that I'm working on, that I'm coming into now, and I'm loving the way the process is growing. But all right, so I speak a lot about the 3 levels of living: the spirit, mental, and then physical, right? So, I mean, honestly, in regards to spirit, you could do a lot of stuff on your own. You can literally master your spirit without anybody. Granted, it's going to be tested through other people, but you can master that on your own. That is your own work to do. You don't need any outside thing, because God is inside and outside, and that's all you need is God to, be whole with your spirit, right? Then it comes to mental stuff. That too is a self-work. Like, you're going to be doing that on your own, no matter what. Of course, there's always the internal, external mental work, because when you begin to be faced with things, it's like you still have to control your mind. But for the most part, it's like understanding that in itself, it's like, because your mind is an internal thing. If you're always in control of your mind, there is no outside thing there is no outside thing that should be able to knock you off of you controlling your mind, because that is, that's you. That's all you. Spirit and mind, that's you. But then comes this other thing, which is the one of the third that fell, the 1/3 that fell from heaven, which is the physical aspect of life and living. You need other people. You need other things. Literally, you need a body. That in itself is something other than the purest aspect of yourself. Like, the purest aspect of you and your being is not your body. That's something that it comes in after your spirit and your mind. The whole of the totality of your spirit and your mind becomes your being, like your physical being. So, just physically, to do things in this world, basically, is what I'm trying to say, is like, you need a team. You're going to need some team. It don't have to be the hugest team in the world, but you're going to need a few individuals outside of your own self to help you, build the empire. I'm trying to understand that, because I was in denial about it, because of how much work I know I've done did with my spirit and my mind. But physically, to create an empire in this world, you need some type of team, a few people, because that's really what it's all about, is connecting to the right few. We can control the masses, but you still need a few. It cannot just be just you. Because if it was, then if you didn't need any, then it would just, it wouldn't be for anybody. And that's what I'm understanding. The fact that I'm trying to do stuff for other people, that in itself means I need other people. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's where it's like you can relate the teamwork stuff that he was talking about. because it's like you're gonna need some type of team, no matter how small or how big. You're gonna need to know how to, work with your team. You're gonna need to know how to be a leader. You want to be a leader. You're gonna need to know how to delegate. Actually evaluate the people of that team to know their roles, how they need to be pushed, how what triggers them, how you should best talk to them to get things through. How to actually, maneuver with your team and still you remaining at your highest level to continue on your mission to do the things that you are to do, that you want to do. The why is and for what. You feel me? Like always remembering what you are trying to do and why you are trying to do it. And never quit. Never quit, never give up. Because it's like, as long as you're alive, why quit? Because once you quit, you might as well just be dead, for real, for real. It's like, why not do what you strive to do, what you have a passion, like what makes your heart beat, for real, for real. Like if you're not living for what makes your heart beat, like that, you know what I'm saying, that keeps you going, you're killing yourself then. Like always, doing something that is you're not passionate about, you're slowly killing yourself. Like you're slowly just draining the life from your body. It's such a prolonged death that it's like, that's why people go to sleep and become unconscious and just become, the mindless zombies that most people are today. But hopefully you are not one of those people and you remain on your purpose because it's worth it. And we gonna see how everything unfolds. It's like I got so many things like from my past and stuff to document from my present that I look forward to the future, but I still remain in the present, just knowing what my ever present is going to become in that future that is always, revealing itself in the present. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I see. Hopefully you see. Because if you see and I see, then that means we see. And of course, that is how I see. Yeah, so with that being said, peace and love. RIC, I'm out.